My name's Abram Shear. I'm the director of Alliance, and have been the director of Alliance since we started it in 2002. I wanted to thank you guys for taking the time tonight to come out, because I know everybody's got a busy schedule, and I really appreciate it. When it comes to the things that we've done over the last 8 years, what's come up again and again has been some of the communication issues that we've had, and in the past 2 to 3 years we've been working very hard to fix some of those issues, and this meeting is one of those components, and we'll talk about that later. The first thing that's amazing me tonight is that we've got all this tech stuff going on, and I have no idea what's happening. Honestly, I wanted to, just before we get going too far, and I'll probably forget at the end, but I wanted to thank Dylan, who's helping with all the gadgets, and and Justin Wynn is recording this. So thanks, guys. Just in terms of introductions, it wasn't a great night in terms of being able to introduce people, because I think there's only a few of these people here, but I just wanted to talk about some of the people that make Alliance work, and just a little bit about what they do. The first is Jolt Berthelon. If you want to stand up and wave, yeah. Jolt has been in the soccer community in Grand Rapids since 96, 97-ish, somewhere in there. And I was lucky enough to have just run into him about 6 years ago, and we just started talking about what he was doing in soccer, and it's 7 years ago, 8 years ago? 8 years ago now? I've known you for that long? About 2 years ago, we made a transition to have him take over the director of coaching position, and I have got to tell you, what it's done for us as a club has been amazing, and we're just now starting to see some of the benefits. A lot of what was taking up most of my time, he's now stepped into that role, and we're growing as a club in terms of numbers, and we're growing as a club in terms of quality as well, and it has a lot to do with Jolt. Sitting next to Jolt here is Ryan Fitzsimmons, and yep, there you go, Ryan. Nice job. Ryan started out in 2002 with the club, quite young, coaching teams, and have been really excited to see how far he's come along as a coach. He's got his highest license in terms of the NSCAA, in Advanced National Diploma. Your Premier, yep, that's right, in the Premier Diploma, and has a B, and is going to be pursuing his A license here within the next few years. Ryan's role within the club, aside from coaching the teams, is to run our programming, which is mainly the stuff that we do in the summer for him. So. Then to the right of Jolt here, the lovely young lady, Brenda Tallman. Brenda is our club manager, and that role has changed also in the past year and a half, where we had one person in a position that she was doing a lot, and this is Elaine Sear, who's now in England. About a year and a half ago, when Elaine was leaving, Brenda and I started talking, and we came up with a great solution, and we've split that role, and Leanna Fitzsimmons and Brenda now share the managerial role, and it's worked out swimmingly, for sure. The other people, and none of these 6 people are here tonight for different reasons. Leanna Fitzsimmons, who I mentioned, she's the club registrar. She takes care of teams, players, and tournaments, and making sure that we're able to compete where we need to compete. Jessica Berthelon, our goalkeeping coach, she's done a fantastic job over the past 3 years, I believe, 3 or 4 years. Ryan Conlon, Tom Stewart have been coaching with us for 2 to 3 years each. And then new to the club this year, John Girasoli, Dan Ebbett, and Kevin O'Brien, we are in the process of adding on a new position and another really exciting coach, well, the position's exciting. I don't know how exciting he is, but But we'll be announcing that in the next couple weeks. Hopefully we can finalize that, and it'll be groundbreaking. Nobody in the area has done it yet, so we're excited about that. To get us moving into this, I wanted to, aside from just the mission statement, which I put up and you can all read online, I really wanted to kind of break down maybe 6 or 7 points about what, as administrators and coaches, what we believe we're about, and what we really believe drives us to do this. And we know that by doing these things, we're going to make the kids the best soccer players they can be, and we're going to have the best organization that we can have. So the first and foremost is we believe that coaching behavior matters, and the way that we treat the kids and the way that we treat the referees and what we do off the field is very important. And the message that is sent sometimes, not even just for coaches yelling at kids or coaches yelling at referees, but even to the point of, a quick story here, Ryan left us for a year to go to Las Vegas with his wife and coached in a club there, and I can't even believe this as a story, but Ryan has explained that they had a member of their coaching staff in jail. He was involved in some sort of armed robbery of a gas station or a 7-Eleven, and Ryan's part of this administration, and he's got a pretty good position in the club, and the coach is in jail, and he's getting paid while he's in jail. And when I say coaching behavior matters, that's an extreme, but there are some serious situations that have happened in this area that in West Michigan that we look at and say, okay, we're not about this, we are not about this, and there's no way we will tolerate certain behavior. As a club, we've paid for that. About 5 years ago, we made a decision to let go of a coach because of how the conduct that he was having with our players, and we paid heavily in terms of the number of kids that ended up leaving the club because of it for different reasons. So, second, Alliance players are trained the right way, or to play the right way, and later on we're going to talk about club culture and how to play, and we'll get into that a little bit more, but we believe that we are teaching the kids to play soccer in a way that is going to benefit the majority of the kids. It's in a way that's going to put the kids at a level that they can compete later on, make regional pools, national pools, Super YODP camps, and get noticed. It isn't always the way that is going to produce a result right away, though, and there's no question there are easier ways to win games than to trying to train and play and have the kids play the right way. The team is always coming before the individuals, and this is a lesson that has taken some years to learn, because you can look at a player and have such loyalty towards that player, and you can have such a connection with them, and in the end, for us to have the strongest teams and for us to send the right message, it has to be about the team first. Winning's important, but we believe that respect is more important. So there are very few cases that I can think of where members of our coaching staff have been disrespectful to referees. Joel. Sorry about that. sorry about that. There have been very few cases, none, if any, that our coaches are disrespectful to our players or members of the other team. So that's huge for us. Final thing, and this is the overall picture, and this is one of the reasons that I think that this club has worked. I was the director of coaching for Grasse, which is now the Crew. I was the second director of coaching for the club, and had been in the position for 3 or 4 years, and it became more and more apparent that in those sorts of organizations, it isn't always the soccer minds that are making decisions, and it's often parents that are forcing hands and parents that are kind of helping things along. And I'm sure you guys all have seen that sort of experience or have experienced that. So when I started up Alliance in the crew's backyard, like we basically are next to each other, or Grass's backyard at the time, and we've been steady at about between 23 and 30 teams, somewhere in between there for 8 years. We quickly grew to about 28 teams. So there are people that see the advantages of both scenarios, and we believe firmly that you can't have somebody who doesn't know the game dictating what you do. So back to the idea of communication. This has been, and I'm sure if I ask you guys to raise your hands, many of you guys have heard that we are not, as a club, effective communicators. And we've heard that for a number of years, and for the first time, probably for the first time, I got feedback from somebody that we're communicating too much, which is a good sign. It's like, okay, stop with the emails. That's it. So that tells me that we may overshoot, but at least we're moving in the right direction there. So just so you guys understand, this is very important to me because everybody's going to take in information in different ways. And with technology, I don't always understand how things work. Right now I'm controlling the slides with this, so I like technology, but I don't always know how it works. So when it comes to like the website, and the website's great. I love it's WordPress is what it is, and it's done a lot for us. But somebody just said to me like 4 weeks ago, hey, if you put this email subscription thing up, every time you post something, it's going to come to the email box. So I don't know if the days are gone of looking at websites and browsing websites. I don't know that that's the most effective way, but we are posting all the information you need on the website. And I can tell you it's very frustrating when somebody comes and says, hey, what about this? My first response is, have you looked on the website? No. Okay, so look on the website first is my advice and my hope, because you're only wasting other people's time if you know that it's there. And at the same time, if you see stuff on the website that you think doesn't make sense, or you think that we can improve, or you think we could, if there's something else that we can add in, please let us know, and we can fix that. Club emails. The system that we use for registration is called Easy Facility, and it turns out that that has some inconsistencies. So, some inconsistencies in terms of time of delivery. Sometimes it comes 6 hours later than we expect. Inconsistencies, I found out today that it comes into certain browsers in different ways. And for us, we try to make sure that whatever's sent out on a club email is also online. Now, note that those club emails, you can hit a button that says we don't want to receive information anymore, and many of you guys have done that, and if you aren't receiving emails, that might be a reason. Starting last year, we started implementing the Shutterfly websites, and these are team websites, and I think managers' jobs have become quite easy if parents are doing what they should and registering and keeping an eye on those emails. A manager can go in and set reminders and not even have to touch the thing, and all of a sudden emails are flying around that the manager doesn't have to think about. It's also a really good place, in my mind, for team information to come together, and some of those websites are fantastic in terms of the photos that are up and just how they're presented. Meetings. This fall, we're implementing club-wide meetings, and we at first were looking to do it in kind of a U8 through U19 sort of a scenario, and Jolt and I talked a bit and decided that if we broke it up into the two segments, we would be able to hit on some of the points that are more important for the different groups. Give us feedback on this, and if you thought that this was helpful in the end, then please then please let us know. If you didn't think it was helpful, then please let us know. But the ultimate goal here is to make sure that everybody gets information and gets the right information so that we aren't put in a position where we have to go over it 470 times, okay, which you can understand might be difficult. And if we hit it in all these different ways in all these different areas, then chances are most of you guys are going to get it. Meetings also, we deal with team meetings, and we do our best to pull the parents and the kids together throughout the year. Some teams might see the coach talking, see the coach in a team meeting environment 2 to 3 times a season. I think that would be average. Some might 5, some might 1. And the final one is a parent meeting, something that's not involved with the kids necessarily, and we're trying to get points across that really involve parents. So an important part of that is Brenda Tallman, who's our club manager, and communication from me. I'm dealing with a lot of people, but Brenda and I are trying to touch base 2 to 3 times a week, and when she kind of takes the pulse of the families, but also of the managers, and figures out, hey, we need this, and we need to get this information out. And Brenda will then take information from me, get it to managers, and then managers get it to you guys. So I'm going to have Brenda come up here and talk a little bit about her role and how you guys can help her. So Brenda Tallman.
Thank you. I, as Abe said, work a lot with the team managers, so I just want to give you